Hello, everyone. This evening, our Zoom orientation, we had some trouble with me freezing. So I'm recording this in Zoom and we'll place it in Canvas for you to watch. So I'm going to share my screen and go to Canvas here. So this is CD110, and I am Susan Gradine, the instructor for the class. And this is the dashboard of Canvas. I want you to know that over here on this side, blue bar, is the global navigation bar, which is important. And notice down here is Pronto, which is something that we are going to be using to communicate with one another this semester. So we will be downloading the Pronto app in Module 1. You'll see that tonight when we go through it. So here's our class, CD110. Click on it. And this is the home page. On the home page, there's many important pieces of information for you. Before we go through the home page, I will be going through this list of blue links to share with you how we're going to use Canvas in this class. So here we are on the home page. There's a course description, a photo of me, and an introduction to myself. So a little bit about me. Then these are the forms of communication we'll be using this semester, even though we are not meeting together as a group on a weekly basis. We will still be communicating with one another. So here's my email address. Here's my office hours, the days and the times, and the link to use to come to my office hour. If those days and times do not work for you, let me know through an email and I can set up another appointment for you. We were to have a Zoom orientation this evening. However, I was having trouble with Zoom. It was unstable and I was freezing. So I'm making this recording instead. Here is Pronto, information about Pronto, and that you will be downloading the textbook is a book, electronic book that is available both in Word, the Word document, or a PDF. So you do not need to buy the book at the bookstore. This is free to all students, but this is where you will come to open up the book and you will be using it throughout the semester. Here's a little bit of information about grades, points, and feedback that I will be giving you regarding your assignments and activities. And then this is where you are going to begin doing the modules. So module 1 has been published for you, and you can start working on it as soon as possible. So I recommend that you always look at the module once it's published, and I will be publishing the modules by Saturday. of each week. So I would look at the module at that point, even though you may not be able to work on it until later in the week. But it's important for you to see how much time you will need for each module. So let's go back over to this list on the left-hand side of your screen, and let's go into announcements. So once in a while, I will place an announcement in this area for you. In fact, today, a past student who is now working for the City of Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks sent me a job opening. So I placed it here for you to view in case you are looking for a job working with children. Okay, let's go back to our list here on the left-hand side, and we're going to click on modules now. So right now, when you open this page, you will see week 1, module 1, orientation. Okay, and I highly recommend that you always go step by step through each module, because each module gives you information on what you need to know to complete the different activities. Okay, hold on. It just stopped for a moment and I'm sharing my screen again. So we're back recording again. Okay, so we're in module 1. There will always be a directions page, and you want to read the directions very carefully. So here it gives you step by step of what you're going to do in module 1. It gives you the syllabus, which you already have received. It also tells you more about Canvas. And if you need to learn more about Canvas, it gives you some links. It talks about the orientation. And then also again about the book. And then you're going to meet Yellowbird for the first time. And Yellowbird will visit you in each module, at the beginning of each module, introducing you to the assignments and activities that are coming up. So you want to go through all the steps, read all the steps. Then you come down to the bottom of the screen and click Next. And here it's letting you know to download Pronto app to your phone, and that we will use this as a form of communication. You can ask me questions, you can ask other students questions, and it's a great way to check in with each other and see how we're doing and if everything is making sense in the class. So then you click Next again, and then there is a discussion post. So in this discussion post, we're going to be looking at netiquette. And there is a video with some puppets talking about netiquette. And they're actually going to sing a song for you. And then you're going to be answering a question about netiquette down here in the reply box. So you just click on this word reply, and then you'll be able to type in your answer to my question. You'll be able to see everyone else's answer after you put yours, after you post your answer first. Click on Next again. Oh, that takes us to module 2, but we're not ready for module 2 yet. That will be next week. So hopefully you saw what you need to do. Remember to go step by step through the module, because there's going to be important information about the assignment. Next is the syllabus. And so I'm going to open up the Word document. I also put it in PDF if you need a PDF instead of a Word. Let's open up the syllabus, and here it is. So first, it gives you an introduction. It tells you a little bit about Canvas. It talks about the orientation, my office hours. So some of this information is also on the home page that we already went over. Pronto gives you a course description again. These are what's called student learning outcomes. And these are the things that we're going to learn about. So you're going to learn and also be able to apply the information. This is information about the textbook. And then this I call the calendar. So it gives the week, the topic, what chapter in the book you need to be reading and using. We're going to be doing a Persona Child project. So this column will have the due dates for that project. So we won't start that project until later in the semester. And then this last column are the due dates for PowerPoint notes and observations and other assignments you'll be doing. And it goes on to the second page. Okay, on this page 5, there's some important information for you to read. I ask that you read it carefully. The first bullet point is about accommodations that you may need due to a special need. And then there's information about me being a mandated reporter. Please read this information carefully. The next bullet point is about students who are pregnant this semester. You have special rights, and there's a phone number you need to call and talk to this department, because if you need accommodations due to your pregnancy, it needs to be documented through this program. And then at the bottom of this sheet talks about resources that are available on the Cerritos College website for basic needs. And this is a list of what students can have access to through the website. On the next page, it just gives you a list of assignments and points. Then we have the grades listed and some class policies and information. Things like attendance is counted by you completing your modules. And there's some other reminders. So please read these carefully. There are due dates for each of the assignments within the modules. I do accept late assignments, but only 2 weeks past the due date. And then I would like to emphasize that I am not able to open up hot pages files. Those will not open on my computer. So either use PDF, Word, JPEG, but not dot pages. Okay, these are the parts of Canvas that I already went over or will be going over tonight. And then this starts the explanation of the assignments. So read these over carefully. They will be introduced in the modules as we go along through the semester. So there is going to be an intro activity or assignment that you're going to do where you're going to tell me a little bit about yourself, and you're going to connect it to a theory that we will study called Bronfenbrenner. He's the name, that's the name of the theorist that we're going to study. Okay, and then it says that you're going to receive points for participating and turning in your work in each of the modules. There will be PowerPoint notes that you will complete and submit by watching me present the information on a video with a PowerPoint. And then, like I said, we'll be doing a persona child project where you're going to be creating a pretend child, and you will be answering lots of questions about this pretend child. There will be a parent interview that you will complete. And then an infant toddler observation and early childhood observation. And since right now, because of COVID, I cannot ask you to go into anyone's home, or I can't ask you to go into a school. So either you can observe a child that lives in your home, or I will be providing you a video that you can watch, and then you'll do your assignment based on the video. And that's also true for the last assignment, which is called Who Am I? And this is for a child between the ages of 6 to 12 years old. You're going to be asking them to draw themselves, a self-portrait, and then also to say something about themselves by finishing the sentence, I am, as many times as they are willing. If you don't know a child between 6 to 12 years old, there will also be a second option, which will be watching a video and writing a one-page reflection. So those are all the assignments. Okay, let's go back to Canvas. Let's see. I'm going to have to reopen it. Okay, here we are, and I'm going to go back into Canvas. Okay, here we go, back into the class, CD 110. We did home, announcements, modules, syllabus, assignments. Link here will show you the assignments that have been published. This will be another way that you can submit your work, along with I will provide within the modules the link to submit assignments. Then we have grades, which I will not open because there's names of students there. And then people, those are all the people that are part of this class. Okay, so that's a quick overview of CD 110. And I will stop sharing. But if you have any questions that I didn't answer or are confusing, you can always come to my office hour. I'm going to stop the recording.